Lecture 48. Ever pondered the enigma of consciousness and its voyage beyond the mortal coil? If consciousness can be likened to a river, what happens when this river reaches the ocean of mortality? Does it cease to exist, or does it merely change its form, flowing into an eternal cosmic sea? Consciousness, at its core, can be understood as an orchestra of active particles. These particles don't merely cease upon death, they transform and persist, much like water evaporating only to return as rain. The key here is activity. The most active, the most vibrant among these particles inherits our consciousness and carries it forth. Imagine a relay race, where the baton of consciousness is passed from one particle to another, from genes to egg, from brain to body. This relay doesn't end with death, it merely changes the terrain, continuing the race in a different form. Picture these particles, much like everything else in the universe, gravitating towards a spherical shape in the absence of gravity. The human eye, jellyfish, and even ephemeral phenomena like ball lightning, all carriers of sunlight, transparent yet existent for varying periods, embody this principle. But remember, longevity is not a defining characteristic of life. A seed that germinates and dies, a cub that doesn't survive its first year, both are as much a part of the grand tapestry of life as a human being. The size, density, and lifespan of a life form are determined not by arbitrary standards, but by the strength of its consciousness. This consciousness, composed of active particles, can persist in various forms. In food, organic materials, even in the amino acids of our brains. Death merely relinquishes these particles to the whims of water and air currents, carrying them to places far and near. These particles then find their way into new life forms, evolving and adapting in the process. On Earth, these particles manifest as molecules. In the atmosphere, they might become ions, transforming into water or ozone during atmospheric discharges and spectacles like the Northern Lights. The past life is forgotten, as all reactions tied to the physical body cease to exist. What remains is the ability to restore the current form, hindered only by disruptions to its own equilibrium. In essence, these particles are not ghostly apparitions coming to converse with you. They are configurations of particles, the connection with which can be felt even spontaneously, during cloudy weather and solar flares that synchronize everything around. The journey of consciousness as active particles is awe-inspiring. From its genesis in the womb to its voyage beyond death, consciousness is ever active, ever transforming. Like a river flowing into the ocean, it does not cease. It merely changes form, becoming part of the cosmic sea, a constant cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, an eternal dance of the particles.